see Rabbies. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Lake District. I've been very kindly invited by Rabbie's Tours to experience their 3-day Lake District Explorer Tour. So right now, I've currently just arrived by train from Euston to Penrith, which is regarded as the gateway to the Lake District, and I am on a mission. I have been tasked to find the best stories over the next 3 days. So this could be stories from the architecture, the stories from the guides, just some of the best stories from the Lake District to bring to you. And if you're new to this channel, hello, I'm Shu. I make travel, food and lifestyle videos here, and I hope you enjoy this little series of me and the next few days of exploring the Lake District. Right now we're in town centre, it's about 1 o'clock, and we're going to find some food before we meet up with the whole group and then travel to our first stop. But yeah, first of all, let's try and find a coffee, find a bathroom and maybe some food. Shop called Chapter 12 Coffee Rooms, which is tucked inside, and I've ordered myself some Yorkshire tea and some homemade soup because autumn is coming, so it's time for soup, chunky bread and a nice pot of tea. I'm very excited. I feel like I'm really getting to see the proper British countryside. Anyway, it's tea time. Just checked into my B&B at Larry's Lodge. It's run by a couple called Sue and Dave. Dave was one who just met me and greeted me, and he is very, very friendly, very, very lovely, very sweet. We decided to have an early day today because we're playing hide and seek with the weather all day, but then the rain won. So we admitted defeat and we decided to call it a night, and we're going to start earlier tomorrow to tick off more of the outdoor sites instead. I want to do a quick summary of what we got up to today after leaving the train station. So we got off at Penrith, as you saw, and did a little bit of walk around the town. So the first stop was meant to be the waterfall, but because it started to rain, we headed over to Castlerigg Stone Circle instead. Now, when you think of Stone Circle, the first one that automatically springs to mind is obviously Stonehenge, but actually Castlerigg is older but a little smaller, but it's 4,000 years old as opposed to Stonehenge, which is 2,900 years old. And our driver guide, Jeff, who is very cool, very knowledgeable and has lots of stories, he told us that the further north you go, the closer you are to Scotland, the older the stone circles are. So nobody knows what brought the stone circles here and what created them in the first place, but it's still such a beautiful site because there's so much history, and obviously it's been around for 4,000 years old, so it's just a little crazy to imagine all the life that's gone past and everything that they've witnessed in these 4,000 years. And also there's a lot of sheep, so be careful of the poop when you go walking around because you don't want to step in it. Unless that's your thing, then go ahead, I guess. Our second stop was Surprise View, and oh my, the view was definitely a surprise view because it opens up to these cliffs and this spectacular view. I managed to catch a little bit of it before the rain started pouring down. We were hoping to catch it on the third day if the weather improves a bit, but even with the rain it was beautiful, and you wouldn't have thought that in the middle of these long winding roads was this spectacular, beautiful view. So that was a great way of ending the first day on the tour. Everyone, I've ducked inside here because it is a very rainy day today, so we are slightly changing our plan of action today. We are currently at Grasmere, which you may have heard of before. It is where the very famous poet William Wordsworth is buried, and he is one of the most celebrated poets in the Lakelands, and it's also where the delicious Grasmere gingerbread also lives as well. So it is a bit of a legend here. It's world famous, and people flock from all around the world to come and try the delicious gingerbread. So that is what I've bought today. I've bought 3 pieces. It's 70p per one, but you can also buy a pack of 6 or 12. Remember to bring cash because they don't accept card. Right now today we are going to do some more indoor activities. We might go to Dove Cottage and we see around Windermere and things. Also, you may notice that I'll say Windermere or Grasmere or water, because despite it being called the Lake District, there's only actually one lake here. Everything else usually either has mere or water at the end. Now mere, I've learnt today, is a Norse word which means a body of water. So all of the places around here will be called mere or water rather than lake. Now I know a lot of people usually, myself included, used to call it Lake Windermere or Ullswater Lake. Don't say it, it's not the right thing to say. We are currently at Tarn House, which was gifted by Beatrix Potter to the National Trust in 1930, and was learning a little bit about Beatrix Potter and the bus. And as well as being a celebrated children's author, she was also a scientist, and she wrote a thesis about her studies on fungus, but unfortunately the establishment didn't accept it and declined her work because at the time female scientists were very rare. Since then it's now been published, and what do you know, it's a good thesis and a good study. So we've headed into Hawkshead, which is a little village near to Tarn's house where we were just now. And if you're a big fan of Beatrix Potter, they also have a gallery here and a shop to shop all things Peter Rabbit, and it looks very, very cute. So I'm going to show you quickly all around Hawkshead, and they have an ice cream shop. So I've stopped off at Windermere and it's time for some food. So, I've got myself some Cumberland sausage because when you're here, obviously you have to have the delicacy, and it comes with mushy peas and also some chips and gravy, but I've also got some ketchup and mayo to go with it as well. And I've got a very, very pretty view outside, so go enjoy the view, read my book, enjoy this food, and then take you around town. This man is now trying to feed the swan some biscuits, but this swan is crazy. He is hungry. Jeff's found us some berries. Yeah. Ooh, thank you. Yee. Extra fresh. Oh, it's so sweet. A little bit bitter in the end. Wow. Back in the day, you meant to hammer in some coins into the tree for luck. But look, I have never seen anything like this before. So I just learned a new fact from Jeff, and Aira and Force were both words coined by the Vikings to mean gravel bed because of the amount of gravel that sits underneath the waters. But legend says there's also a water spirit that lives underneath the water, and I like that part. I like the idea of a water spirit living down there. If you're walking this, remember to bring your hiking boots, especially if it's a little bit slippery. welcome to the last day of our Lake District Explorer Tour. Today the weather has cheered up a lot, so we're going to have another go at Surprise View, and it looks to be very, very different than the first day, because the first day was very gloomy, very atmospheric, very moody, and now it's a lot brighter, a lot more autumnal, so I'll let you judge it for yourself. We are now at Honister Pass, which is still a working slate mine, and over here not only can you do a mine tour, but you can go and buy as much slate as you want, fill your boots. You can go on a hike all up the mountains, and you can also do via ferrata, which is kind of like a cliff climb using zip wires and whatnot. So it's a pretty interesting thing. The views here are spectacular, and yeah, it's right at the top of the mountain from Surprise View, and there are some very, very windy roads. Very winding, like I was clenching my core as we were going up the road, so it's not an easy path, and you can also get a little bus that takes you all the way up the hill, but it looks pretty rocky, so if you're feeling brave, you can do that, or you can hike up the mountain depending on what you want to do. I mean, these slabs of slate might be a little bit too heavy to put in your hand luggage, but if you've got room in your car, go for it. It's nearly Christmas time, so why not treat yourself to a nice slab of slate for your garden. Ooh. Trying to be careful and not slip. Just found myself a little spot in the cafe. Look. That is where all the magic happens. I've got myself a cup of English breakfast tea, and I'm just going to sit here for a little bit. And I just wanted to say, don't say that you don't learn new facts in the most unlikely places, because when I was in a bathroom, on the behind of the toilet door, it said that forces of nature brought this rugged edge of the Lake District here 450 million years ago. So this place has a history of 450 million years, which is absolutely insane. Just imagine all of the different lives, all of the things that I would have witnessed up until this very present moment, and I thought that was very special, so I thought I would share that with you. And I also just had a really, really lovely chat with Jeff, our guide, who has said that he's going to appear on this video, so it's a very, very special moment, and he's also dressed up in his kilt today, so I can't wait for you to meet him, because he is a very, very lovely man who's taught me everything you know over the past 3 days on this vlog. So yeah, let's go meet him in a little bit. Is this Jeff? Hey Jeff. And what's this?
Straight out of the stream.
Out of that stream over there. He asked me how brave I'm feeling, and I'm feeling pretty brave. Is it fresh? Tastes good? Okay, straight from the nature. Nice tinge of coffee in there too.
Yeah, a little bit of coffee in there as well. But you wouldn't do that normally during the summer, because you might get bacteria in it, but
yeah.
It's freezing cold.
Yeah.
And it's been raining heavily for the last few days.
So that makes the water pure. Oh.
It was just up in the hill, it was just up in the sky.
That's the first time I've done that.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it during the summer.
Noted. I've just read a new story about why you'll find cattle in this colour, because back in the day when Queen Victoria moved over to Scotland and had to do some agriculture shows and find and pick the best winning cows, apparently she always picked ones this colour because she thought it was prettier over any other colour. So because of that, everybody had selective breeding and decided to breed them this colour because it was more valuable. So there you go. That's why you see this over black and white cows. So our final stop of the day is a place called Windermere, which is in the middle of the forest, which is popular with bikers who want to do mountain biking, and they've also got a little cafe for lunch, so we've stopped here for lunch before we have to depart for the train station. So we've got an hour here, so let's get some food and then maybe go for a little walk in the forest, but the air is crisp. Where's my little one?